Here's part 2 of my midseason F1 Bony Awards for F1 drivers. Next, the Bony Award for Best Rebound goes to V-Carb rookie Isaac Hadjar. In his first ever F1 race, Isaac Hadjar crashed on the Australian Grand Prix formation lap in what was a wildly depressing moment for him, as well as for all of us, as the F1 broadcast forced us to all watch him cry all the way back to the paddock because they have no chill. It would have been super easy for this incident to rattle Hadjar so hard that he lost confidence in his abilities, but that is not what happened. Hadjar would go on to finish P8 just 2 race weekends later in Japan, and then rack up 4 more points finishes in the following 6 Grand Prix to cement himself as one of the top 2025 rookies. It must have been that pep talk from Lewis's dad. Next, the Bony Award for Biggest Victim is Mercedes' George Russell. George Russell has been on the receiving end of arguably the 2 biggest on-track driver meltdowns of the first half of the 2025 F1 season. First, George was the victim of Max Verstappen's Spanish Grand Prix meltdown that resulted in Max intentionally ramming George in what was maybe the single most shocking moment of the first half of the season. Then, George was the victim of Charles Leclerc's Hungarian Grand Prix meltdown, where Leclerc screamed at his race engineer and then moved under braking on George in their battle for P3, almost knocking both of them out of the race. Honestly, those incidents were great PR for George, who has always had a reputation as being the type of driver who might pull those moves himself. So much so that he was literally portrayed that way in the F1 movie. Next, the joint Bony Award for the most cursed driver is going to both Red Bull Racing driver Yuki Tsunoda and former Red Bull Racing driver and current V-Carb driver Liam Lawson. Why? Because these are the 2 drivers with the misfortune of having had to drive the second Red Bull car this season, aka the most cursed car in F1 history that ruins the career trajectory of anyone foolish enough to drive it. Just how cursed is the second Red Bull car? Max Verstappen is currently in P3 in the World Drivers' Championship with 187 points, and in supposedly the same car as Max Verstappen, and over the same race span, Liam and Yuki have combined to score 7 points in the second Red Bull car. 187 to 7. There is no shot that Liam and Yuki are that bad. That car just simply cursed them. Next, the Bony Award for Best Moment undeniably goes to Sauber's Nico Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg made all of us cry on a Sunday morning when he snapped his F1 record streak of 239 race starts without a podium finish at the British Grand Prix. He did this by driving arguably one of the greatest drives in F1 history to finish P3 from an absurd P19 on the starting grid, which was literally last place as Franco Colapinto retired from the race before it even started. I honestly still cannot believe this happened, and I frequently go back and watch he and his team celebrating this achievement after the race whenever I need a little pick-me-up. Now, there's only one thing left for Hulk to do: snap his current F1 record streak of 241 race starts without a race win.